Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Who got the sailboat out? 9:03, that's the time. On the 7th day of May, CJ Nasello, it's our daily show, RiverBender.com. I'm telling you what, though, we're going to talk to the North Alton Godfrey Business Council here in a second. But I got to tell you, before I do news, this rain stuff has got to stop happening on a weekday morning. I'm a rain sleeper, okay? I don't sleep unless there's rain coming down. There's just something about it. You know, I'm one of those weird people. I'm weird in a lot of ways, but now weird because of the rain. Well, you get up today at 4 o'clock to the sounds of the, tumultuous thunder that was going on, and it's like, man, today is the day that I'd just call off if I didn't have a live show to do. But I'm here now. And, man, it came down in buckets. They were saying up by St. Anthony's that circle was getting flooded this morning. We had to have gotten a ton of rain. So I'm curious to see how much precipitation we got today. Throughout the day, no more rain really for us until tomorrow. We'll get to that in a second. We got the North Alton Godfrey Business Council coming up in just about 25 minutes or so. Then at 10 o'clock, I got to say goodbye to you today. But the show's not going off the air. We're doing a little bit of a hybrid best of. I have to go to the Alton Middle School today, going to the Owen building, and I'm going to do the last podcast of the year for the Alton Middle School podcast and show that they do. So I'm excited about that. We're going to do a little bit of a hybrid. Sydney Sinks is going to fill in for me and do some producing at the end of the show today and take the show off the air, and always looking forward to that. But at 9:05, here's what's happening around the River Bend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update and join myself and, I don't know, only 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the River Bend. We'll take you to Edwardsville first. On the evening of May the 4th, the Edwardsville Fire Department, along with the Glen Carbon and Wood River Fire Departments, responded to a severe fire in the home of the 1500th block of Grand Avenue. This incident, which was reported at 8:31 p.m., saw firefighters battling a challenging blaze that originated in the second floor of the building and spread within the walls. Edwardsville Fire Chief James Whiteford highlighted the use of thermal imaging cameras to locate and suppress the fire effectively. Fortunately, there were no injuries reported as the homeowners were not present at the time. Nearby departments assisted with Collinsville Fire on standby and Troy EMS on the scene. Chief Whiteford praised the cooperative and valiant efforts of all of the first responders that tackled that blaze on May the 4th. Also in the news here in Godfrey, Theodora Farms is proud to announce the grand reopening of the farm store for this season. It offers a range of USDA-certified organic produce and local goods. This is located at 4835 North Albee Road. The store resumed operations this morning at will in about an hour's time at 10 a.m. With a diverse selection, including organic vegetables, herbs, cheeses, ice cream, and more from local vendors, the farm store emphasizes the freshness and quality of its produce, boasting that hyper-local supply chain that ensures longer shelf life and deep quality. The store, which also plans to host an opening event with live music, artisan vendors, and even a meat expert, a local meat vendor, on May the 18th, aims to cater to a health-conscious consumer by offering organic, non-toxic products, even accepting farmers market nutrition program vouchers, and working towards a SNAP certification in the near future. More details on Theodora Farms offerings can be found on their website or their social media pages, but RiverBender.com encourages you to check out the farm store when they open for the season this morning at 10 a.m. The Alton branch of the NAACP voiced strong opposition today against the proposed site of a new transitional housing center by the Salvation Army of Madison County. This story and saga continues. Positioned near a low-income housing area, predominantly housing children, the NAACP of Alton expressed serious concerns regarding the children's safety and their security. President Leon Smallwood Bay highlighted the risks involved with placing such a facility near a child-dense community and urged the Salvation Army to consider alternative locations, in Madison County, and it emphasized that need for safety. The NAACP remains open to collaborating with the Salvation Army to find a solution that prioritizes community well-being and aligns with both organizations' goals and vision. Also in the news, regionally, Schnucks has issued a recall for 3 of its cheese spreads following concerns over potential salmonella contamination. The recall, announced yesterday, May the 6th, involves the following products: Schnucks whipped cream spread, which has the UPC code 4131858005, the Schnucks strawberry spread, which has a UPC of 4131858007, and the Schnucks cream cheese spread with the UPC code 4131858023. Now, these items have respected Best By dates of 8/8 and 9/8 and 10/8, 2024. Now, customers in possession of any of these affected products are advised to return them to any Schnucks location for a full refund or exchange. For further assistance, contact customer care at 314-994-4400 or at 1-800-264-4400. Also in the news, despite a challenging season for the Alton High Redbirds, senior pitcher Grace Presley has excelled both on the mound and even at the plate, with the team holding an 8-10 record as of May 2024. Presley has maintained a commendable performance, sporting a 6-8 record across 14 appearances, including 8 complete games. Wow. And achieving an ERA of 3.8. Additionally, she struck out 127 batters and holds a batting average of 440, and she was named the Otto Butler Female Athlete of the Month. We're talking about softball. My apologies as I read a line wrong. Presley remains a central figure in the team, offering leadership and striving for improvement as the Redbirds approach that Class 4A playoff. Despite recent setbacks, including a really tough loss to Edwardsville, she remains optimistic about the softball team's capabilities and spirit, emphasizing the unity and that perseverance as they face those upcoming challenges. And your daily dose of local sports will be there every step of the way to keep you all filled in and in the know, as my good pal Ray Hartman would say. Over the past week, the Greene County Sheriff's Office reported several arrests related to drug and alcohol offenses. Here's what we know. Among those booked was Stephanie M. Nicholson from Winchester, charged with possession of a controlled substance. Along her, Ryan L. Scott and Nathan A. Robinson of Root House were detained for DUI charges. Andrew Kaufman, Tyler Ballman, and Jacob Brown faced similar allegations, along with Willie Jenkins, arrested for DUI and driving without a license. Also, Tambra Virgin was charged with possession of methamphetamine along with other counts, while Eugene Covington and Christopher Brugman were booked for methamphetamine possession. All individuals that were arrested have been released with a notice to appear in court. Regional news next. The St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office did announce on Tuesday charges were issued against 19-year-old Lamar Harris from Florissant for second-degree murder and armed criminal action. Held on a $750,000 cash-only bond, Harris is accused of fatally shooting Mark Rhodes Jr. following a heated argument and a physical altercation. The incident reportedly stemmed from a suspected act of vandalism by Rhodes' sister, believed to be Harris's former romantic partner, against Harris's new girlfriend. Further charges related to the death of another victim, Lanisha Cooper, are under consideration. The case is currently under investigation by the St. Louis County Police Department's Bureau Against Crimes Against Persons, In separate incidents in Greene County, 2 individuals face criminal charges. Brandy DeFreitas, 40, of Greenfield, was charged with domestic battery and arrested by the Greenfield Police Department on the 24th of April. She was released and given a notice to appear. Meanwhile, Jack L. Green, 34, of Greenfield, faces charges of criminal trespass to residents. Initially arrested on the same day as DeFreitas, Green was taken into custody again on May the 2nd for a similar offense. Both were released with a notice to appear in court, and please note that the charges imply probable cause and never denote guilt, maintaining the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. Maddie Seymour, a standout player for the Southwestern High School girls softball team, signed a letter of intent to play softball at Lewis and Clark Community College. During her time with the Piesaw Birds, Seymour demonstrated impressive skills, maintaining a batting average of .300 this season and .345 in the previous year. Despite being sidelined by injury, Seymour's impact on the team remains profound, earning her the title of Alton Community Federal Credit Union Female Athlete of the Month. She values those strong bonds and support from her teammates, which have played a crucial role in her personal and athletic growth. Finally, in the news today, Alton Middle School's co-ed soccer team, coached by me, achieved a remarkable victory on the 5th of May, defeating Roxana 4-0 at Norman Lewis Field. This win marked a significant milestone, as it was the team's first win since the disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Nacello, who also hosts our daily show on RiverBender.com, contributes extensively to the site. I appreciate that, Dan, just in case the boss is reading. And I express pride in the team's performance. They played well, and we moved the ball well, and we won the right way, played like they would in high school. And that's been the whole goal for this team. And our assistant coaches, Sadie LaPercio and Mike Holliday, played a crucial role in nurturing that team spirit and skill work as we lead to that convincing win. And hopefully our final game is on Thursday. We get one final win to wrap up the season. 9:15, that's the time. Let's take a look at your weather today. Temperatures right now sitting at 69 degrees. It feels like Miami out there. Feels like 75 today. Occasional rain, maybe throughout the morning. Otherwise, just breezy and very warm with clouds giving way to some sun. Tonight, partly cloudy and cooler, but get ready. Time to get out that sailboat again tomorrow to get yourself to work. We got some rain coming in, a 55% chance of more thunderstorms hitting our area tomorrow. A high of 82 degrees today. It drops down to 53 overnight as we head into Wednesday. On Wednesday, again, that 55% chance of thunderstorms, a high of 81 degrees, a low of 57 degrees. And those thunderstorms should be making their way into the area into the morning, afternoon. Just stay tuned on that and stay up to date on RiverBender.com/weather. This is the most rain we've gotten in a while. On Thursday, temperatures dropped to 70 degrees for the high, 47 for the low on the 9th of May. On Friday, a high of 69, yet again, a low of 51. On Saturday, a high of 70 degrees, a low of 48 degrees with no rain in the forecast. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He is your local State Farm agent and a big supporter of all things local when it comes to local athletes and making sure that we can provide this landmark phone number to you. So make sure you give Tom a call too. But at 9:16, before we take a look at Skycam, you got some hot buys to get into. Listen, that weather's warming up. It feels like Florida out there already, and it ain't even midway through May. It's going to be a warm summer, okay? Listen to this. RP Lumber's got you covered all month of May with some great sales. Let me fill you in. For just $9, you get a 3x5 poly cotton American flag. You're saving $3. 25% off all in-stock medium weight blue poly tarps. Those are perfect for anything. You got some movers coming in. Maybe you got somebody working on your hot water heater. Or your furnace, you put a tarp down, you don't have to worry about all that mucking around they're going to do. Listen, you need a tarp for leaves. You need it for maybe just a little bit of some rain coverage until the roofing experts get to your home. They're 25% off. Speaking of, weeds are growing everywhere. Not that type of weed. We'll talk about that in a second. For $14.99, 16-ounce weed and grass killer concentrate from Roundup. That's on sale. You're saving a couple bucks. Then 40-foot Fat Max tape measure, $34.99, saving another $5. How about this? In the summer, you got kids playing sports, you're going to the beach, you need a canopy. One of those nice tents, $120 for a 10 by 10 polyester canopy with that steel frame. I'm telling you what, you can't go wrong with one of those. You're going to save 50 cents on Rust-Oleum, save $10 on Landscaper Select 6 cubic foot wheelbarrow. That's a great deal. What about this big one, though? For $199, the M18 fuel brushless cordless blower from Milwaukee. You buy that for $199. They give you at RP Lumber a $20 gift card so you can get that American flag, that Roundup, that Rust-Oleum, or whatever else you need for your purchases. You can go to RiverBender.com today. That's RiverBender.com by clicking on the RiverBender.com wallpaper or just going to RiverBender.com/promotions. Put your zip code in, go to the store, and once you do, just make sure you tell them that RiverBender.com, CJ Nasello sent you over their way. We'll take a quick break. 9:18's the time. But before we do that, let's take a look at Skycam and see how downtown Alton's looking on this beautiful day. We'll come back with more of our daily show next.
Or I may simply be a single drop of rain, but I will remain. And I'll be back again and again and again and again and again.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Welcome back. 9:23, that is the time on this 7th day of May, and here's what happened on this date in history. The big one.
You know what's brilliant?
I'm speaking here. The big one was the Scream was recovered after theft. Of Art Monk's The Scream painting, recovered after theft on this date in 1994. That's the big one, but let's talk all things world history related for this 7th day of May. In 1843, the first Japanese immigrant arrived in the United States. How cool is that? That happened on this date, May the 7th, 1843. In terms of art, literature, and film history, let's take a look at art and music. In 1824, Beethoven's Symphony No. 9 debuted on this date. And also on this date in terms of art, literature, and film history along with music, 1965, Satisfaction comes to Keith Richards and his sleep. That happened on this date in history. On this date in Native American history, in 1763, the Ottawa Chief Pontiac's rebellion against the British, it began on this date in history. On this date in 1915, during World War I, the German submarine sinks the Lusitania. That happened on this date, May the 7th, 1915. In 1902, Mount Pelée begins to erupt, burying the Caribbean city. That happened on this date in 1902. On this date in crime history, serial killer H.H. Holmes is hanged in Philadelphia. That happened in 1896. During the Cold War, Leonid Brezhnev became president of the USSR. I always get his last name wrong. I even did that during my American history class. I can never do it. In inventions and science, the Daimler-Benz announced the purchase of the Chrysler Corporation in 1998 on May the 7th. And during World War II, Germany, on this date in history, surrenders unconditionally to the Allies at Reims. That happened in 1945. Let's take a look at music. See what happened on this date in terms of some tunes. In 2016, following his unexpected death, Prince had the top 2 spots on the Billboard Albums chart, with The Very Best of Prince at number 1 and Purple Rain at number 2, with his music unavailable on most streaming services and download distributors. Physical albums, in many cases, were the only ways to buy his music. In 2004, a planning inquiry hearing Madonna's appeal to ban Ramblers from parts of her $9 million country estate, heard details of the land's makeup. Now, the pop star claimed 100 acres of land at the 1,200-acre Ashcombe House estate had been inaccurately classified as open country. This is interesting. Madonna was appealing against the classification in a hearing. Under the act, people would have the right to access any land registered on the final map as open country, mountain, moor, heath, or down. How about that? You're Madonna and you got some guy fishing next to your $1 million home. Oh, let's see. In 2003, a Los Angeles federal jury recommended $1.5 million to be awarded to a British record company that sued rapper-producer Dr. Dre for song plagiarism. London-based Mender Music sued Dre in 2000, claiming his 1999 song Let's Get High used the bass line of the Fatback's 1980 song Backstrokin', which was featured on Dre's successful 2001 album. On this date in 1998, Eddie Rabbitt, the U.S. singer-songwriter, died of lung cancer at the age of 56. During his career, he scored over 20 number ones on the Billboard Country Singles Chart, including the 1981 I Love a Rainy Night. Elvis, Dr. Hook, Tom Jones, Kenny Rogers, Kristen Gale, and Lynn Anderson all recorded his music. In 1983... Stevie Wonder made his only appearance on the U.S. show Saturday Night Live, where he was the host and he was even the musical guest. He played a Stevie Wonder impersonator in a skit with Eddie Murphy and stars in a camera commercial spoof with the tagline, "So simple, even Stevie Wonder can do it." In 1977, the Eagles went to number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Hotel California, the group's 4th U.S. number 1 and number 8 hit in the U.K. The Eagles also won the 1977 Grammy Award for Record of the Year for Hotel California. The song's guitar solo ranked at 8th on the Guitar Magazine's Top 100 Guitar Solos and voted the best solo of all time by readers of that magazine. In 1967, Pink Floyd appeared at the Mojo Club. The Toll Bar, Sheffield, England, opened and owned by Peter Stringfellow. Acts also appeared at the club included Stevie Wonder, John Lee Hooker, Rod Stewart, Ike and Tina Turner, The Who, Small Fences, and even Jimi Hendrix played at the Mojo Club. In 1966, the Mamas and the Papas started a 3-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Monday Morning, becoming the first song with a day of the week in the title to top the chart. The group was reported as saying they all hated the song except for its writer, John Phillips. The Mamas and the Papas won a Grammy for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal for this song. And that's a look at what happened on this date in history. We'll take a quick break. 9:29 is the time. We'll come back with our spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council right after this on Riverbender.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Sorry, you couldn't hear that conversation. The time is 9:34. Our spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council this time belongs to Macias Insurance Agency, Barry Macias, and I think Scott Yarbrough is walking around upstairs, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Now in studio, Barry, how are we doing this morning,
doing
man?
Good.
Is it still
CJ,
humid?
Is it humid? Yeah, it's getting warm. The sun's coming out. So
man, my hairspray's gonna fall out.
Hopefully a good day.
Well, you guys have a great day. You're heading up to the loading dock and taking a little bit of a breather and recognizing a few of the folks working for you.
I was telling you that early on. We put a Facebook post out last week. I could just see the expression of my employees, and it's been a hard year. The insurance industry is tough right now. What makes it tough is companies are raising premiums. You've got a lot of claim frequency. You know, that old climate change philosophy. There's a lot of weather that's we'll get a hailstorm come through and it affects us for about a month.
I just got a letter about that.
You did?
Seriously, about they're going to raise the deductible on my hail and wind because of the area I live in.
And everybody's just trying to hang on. You know, CJ, you've got some people a bigger capacity, your State Farms and your American Families, and then you've got regional small companies. Erie Insurance is a big product for us, and they're just trying to find ways to not lose money and stay solvent. So anyway, it's affecting my people, and we've got offices and I've got 2 ladies in Hardin and 3 folks in Jerseyville, and there's 5 of us in Godfrey. So I just said last week we're going to close. And I've got a summer intern, Lydia Tull, and I said, would you go out and post something on Facebook and just say, look, we're worn out. And if you're angry, then just leave an angry message, and I'll be back at the office by 4 o'clock. I said, hey, look, we're going to take 3 hours and go have fun. So we're going to go to a secret location and have a lunch and talk a little bit about where we want to go in the future.
Yeah.
And so then I give some. If the company is profitable, I share that with them, and so we're gonna do some awards, profit sharing awards today, and just kind of keeping the morale. You know, it's a different world than when I started 27 years ago. Not that I have to coddle my folks, but you know, there's a lot of competition to attract good people now. And so I got to make sure I don't lose people.
Well, and it's so interesting to me how the industry's evolved, I'm sure, since you started, because now with technology and now you have all these things where you can find out the the home's history, you know, before you even get a client in the door, really, if you wanted to. But I was going to ask you about this. I have...
You've done your homework.
Well, you know, enough to look like I know what I'm talking about. That's all. But, you know, when I was getting my house, Barry, I was sitting there and I had all these people calling me, and it was, you know, all these out-of-towners going, hey, you know, we saw that you put your name down for an application, you need home insurance, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, then I realized none of them were local.
Sure.
Is that common where you get some folks that kind of nail bite on that and just wait for those newer
there's
purchases?
There's a lot of internet resources now.
Yeah.
And I can go back in certain categories, but you know, data is available to everyone now.
Yeah.
And so if you get solicitations in the mail, they can pretty much pull whatever information that you have. What would that be? Car types and household members, and they can give you a pretty accurate quote.
Yeah.
So. That is a bit of a competition. You know, we've been independent in the community for 27 years, and it's a matter of what it's really hard. This product is hard to support because they only know its value when you have a claim.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Okay.
So I never had a house claim, so I wouldn't know how good the product is. But in our seat, the folks that work with us, we see it daily.
Yeah.
Daily. So. It's not gonna. I worry sometimes about the advent or the addition of internet-based products, but it's in banking, it's in everything, you know,
Right.
and so we just seem to stay busy.
Well, and that's what I'm curious about too, because you know, with you being, you know, with you being independent, what are some of the pros to that too? Because I know that there's different rates that you can kind of look at and different services. Is that kind of the case?
Yeah, there's two parts to that, CJ. We and everybody's different. So you've got certain products that are considered captive, and those companies produce one product for those agents, and those agents sell those single products. And the big thing for that is when that tenure is up for that agent, the company takes their portfolio customers back, and then they distribute it to the next person sitting in line. So it's owned by the company.
Yeah.
In my situation, we are true brokers, where we have Erie Insurance, Auto Owners Insurance, Madison Mutual, Progressive, Travelers, and then some smaller companies. So when I'm done, I have that portfolio, and then I can send that out to the market to sell it. It's mine.
Right.
And the second part, I think that explains the independence, but the second part is, so we have a variety of products. And we normally know when a person's taken some information to quote a piece of business, we normally know who's going to be best suited to write that. And it may depend on youthful drivers in the household, driving history of the customer, age of the house. The homeowners product is going crazy right now, with some companies not allowing us to take on new customers with roofs in excess of 5 or 10 years.
Really?
Yeah. So
now,
we've got that.
Is solar adding to that a little bit?
As far as the risk
roof,
level?
Yeah, because I know that they won't let you. They won't touch it with solar if it's over 10 years old, or even if it's close to that, they'll tell you to get new.
I haven't had that yet, but I do have a case right now in Edwardsville where we had a customer install solar panels. And we were asked, does it affect our insurance? It doesn't. You can do it. The problem is they've had a claim, and the solar company is under contract saying we have to pull those panels off, and then you can put your new roof on, and we'll put our panels back. And they're charging $9,000 to do it. So it's kind of a it's a tough situation. So
yeah. Well, and you know, how long have you? I didn't realize you had different offices. As long as I've known you, to find out now that you're in Hardin too. When did you start expanding into that area? Was it a long time ago?
So I've been in it 37 years.
Wow.
I did 10 years in the industry. I worked for the Department of Insurance, and then I'd be retired had I stayed there. I'd be retired 4 years ago, and I stayed there, but that's okay. And then I met my wife and moved in town and worked in St. Louis. But then, so I moved along in Jerseyville. I started in Jerseyville and then bought a building in Godfrey, and we had two, and then we were in Godfrey. And then in 2018, an independent agent like myself was retiring. He didn't have any children. He had no, it's called perpetuation plan. So we started talking. and that agency will be 100 years old within the next 5 to 7 years. So, German insurance.
Wow.
Frank German, and so he and I, he represented the same independent companies that I did, so it was a perfect marriage. And so we merged or took over his book of business in January of 18.
Wow.
So we're in our 7th season up there, and it's just been a lot of work, but it's been good.
Well, and it would take me through the seasons, too, because I've always been fascinated by that. Is there really a peak busy season for you guys, or is it just constantly slammed all the time?
Now it's constantly
That's
slammed.
what I was wondering.
Yeah. But if you look in timelines, we sell personal and commercial products. So on the personal line side, you're usually getting more volume in the summer months because people are buying houses.
Yeah.
And then and that product just runs on its own. Commercially, it would be the same with contracting customers, and it's busier in the summer seasons. But it's been busy all the time.
Well, and as you keep evolving, and your Macias is starting to gain different locations, you're going and moving.
Sounds good on paper.
It does, but for you, there's a lot more that goes into it, I'm sure, because you're moving and you're traveling all these spots to make sure you're getting things done.
Yeah.
But you're still a constant presence in the community, going to board events and going to business council stuff. And how important is that for you? For the last 36 years to really be in the thick of it, because you've always tried to be involved, and it's a really great kind of bar to set for that next generation of what it takes to be active.
Yes, good point. So 27 as an independent agent, and when I started as an independent agent, I always had a desire to be on the Board of Education.
Yeah.
So that'll be 15 years.
Wow.
You probably have talked to a lot of people. A lot of business people in the community are very active.
Yeah.
So if I ever get criticism for doing too much, I would throw off a couple of names of different business associates, and they're on boards at the hospital, and they're on boards at the cemetery, and so it just kind of goes with the territory of being an independent business person in the community. You want to get back, Growth Association, North Alton Godfrey Business Council. I'm so busy I can do one thing, and that's this. I'm on the Alton Main Street.
Yeah.
With Sarah McGibney, which is a marvelous group, and I sit on that board, and then I sit on the school board.
Yeah, well, and what I think's cool too, though, is that it seems like you really can get a lot out of going just to be a part of the community, more for your business than just sitting in the office waiting for your phone to ring. Is that something you kind of experience? I mean, I know it's a lot of work going and being a part of these boards, but did it help you in the long run, do you think, being a part of them?
There are ways to develop the business. It is definitely a way to get your name into the community, and I would encourage people starting businesses. The concerning thing for me right now is that there is no perpetuation of people that I would be 27 years ago coming in today, and that's we got to figure that out on the independent side. You don't have agencies opening up.
No.
And so we'll hopefully we'll continue to grow, and I'm 60, so I'm in school with your dad.
Yeah.
So we just talked about Greg and retiring, and I'm like, I don't know, I gotta have a plan. So.
Well, and that's it. Well, at least now I know if you give me the can, I know who to call. We got to get it insured. But real quick, got a moment to stick around?
Yeah.
I got to pay a quick bill. The time's 9:45, but Barry ain't going anywhere. Our spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council continues right after this.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
It's a living thing. It's a terrible thing to lose. It's a given thing. What a terrible thing to lose.
Welcome back, 9:50. That's the time. Barry Macias back in studio on this Tuesday morning. Did you bet on the Derby?
No.
Did I tell you that stuff? Some guy told me to bet on Mystic Dan, and I thought he was just joking with me, and I watched race and kicked myself. Yep.
Oh, you did?
No, I didn't bet. 18-1 odds. I could have put $100 on there and felt really good by Monday, but, you know, darned if you do, darned if you don't. You'll be damned if you don't get insurance. Barry, you know, as we go back into this. Are there some new products coming out that folks you know about, or just different types of insurance? Because I know there's always some nuances that are always kind of being talked about.
I mean, on a smaller level, you can buy pet insurance right now. And
Can you really?
We don't solicit the sale of it, but we have a product that we write. It's called FIGO Insurance. And so it's really pretty, I should have looked into it for myself.
Yeah.
We have a dog, but the big buzz now is cyber. Mm-hmm. It's you've got some cyber data breach coverages available under the homeowners. Mm-hmm. And that description of data breach, CJ, is just that if someone hacks you, they will pay for the cost to lock your system. And if you have expenses associated with recreating data, it's almost like a reimbursement. Mm-hmm. Data breach is a reimbursement. Cyber liability and cyber first-party coverage is becoming a really big coverage commercially.
That makes sense,
Massive.
though.
So I've had 2 cases in the last 2 years where my insured was communicating via email with a distributor of a product. So we were buying product, and as the conversation got close to the finish line, the hacker was watching the discussions, and he intercepted the email from the product seller to my customer, and he said, "Hey, you need to wire this money today, because we're going to lose the ability to keep this product in the warehouse." And so we did it, and they stole the money.
Oh no!
And so and we're talking big six-figure numbers. So cyber is without a doubt the most unknown product out there, as far as, because there's a description, there's liability, and then there's first party. So in liability, in this second case that I had, the seller of product got hacked because one of their salespeople was in the field with a laptop at a Starbucks and a public, and they broke in there. So they have some, it's called social engineering coverage. They have some liability. So you've got protection if you make a mistake and it costs money to someone who's, and then you have first party coverage. It's called misdirected payment fraud coverage. That is the wave of the future for insurance, the unknown of the future.
Now, is it so early on still where you're going to start seeing some nuances and some alterations to it, or just more products that kind of cover that? Is that a good, I don't know.
No, it's a good question. I think it's either going to go extremely high in premium and the market availability, or the market availability is going to dwindle, because, we people have an opinion of insurance, and they are in a profit-driven industry.
Yeah.
There's certain descriptions. There's stock insurance companies, mutual insurance companies, reciprocal exchanges, but everybody's trying to make money for somebody. And but if they're losing 15 cents on every dollar of premium, they either have to raise the cost of the product or stop selling it.
Right.
My concern with cyber is that it's going to be so hard to purchase. You're going to have to go to your Lloyd's of London and some of those larger brokerage companies, but we'll see. I don't think anyone knows the depth of it right now.
Well, that's still interesting to see how that kind of develops in the next couple of years.
Sad. It's really sad, because it's such an incrimination of somebody's money. They're stealing money. It's a federal crime. So the FBI's been involved in both of my cases, and
when you ruin lives, I mean, one little click, and all of a sudden somebody has literally everything that makes you who you are. It's amazing what's happening now.
Yep.
And you know what I think's funny is, Barry, I got a couple of phone calls the other day. Yeah, you put your we got your number on this car loan here in Florida, and I started laughing at him. I said, go ahead and run it. Go ahead and run that report, because you're gonna find out real quick I can't afford that car.
Sure.
And it's, but
you
that's,
think it was
they put in a phone number, and I think they just have a database of phone numbers they just put into these applications, and then they call you, and you're just laughing at them like, go ahead and try. My bank's gonna laugh at you when you try to run that number.
I had one on Saturday. I received a phone call from a gentleman that said he's with the Madison County Sheriff's Department, and that I had failed to report to federal jury duty. So I called him back. And I said, I'll make a couple of phone calls. And then he started to harass me, saying that I was going to call in favors to certain people to avoid the jury duty. So yesterday I called Madison County, and I said, I want to give you a heads up. I got this call. And they said, well, it's a fraudulent call. They're trying to get I didn't take the conversation long enough, but they're trying to get my Social Security or some information
terrible.
Yeah,
Just terrible.
Sometimes it all ties back to insurance.
100%, and that's why it's just nice. When you talk to Macias Insurance Agency, you're going to get the gamut of knowledge, and that's why whenever you get some folks that come in,
good people.
Yeah,
I'm surrounded by good people.
Well, and that's what makes it a great team. Everyone you got's really good, and everyone knows their stuff. So when you come and you don't talk down to people either. No one on your staff does. It's just a conversation on how can we help you.
Yeah, got a really good crew.
You really do. And Barry, before I let you go, number one, did you ever get that bow tie back? Ever get it back?
So I was going to bring my Tatler today, but I just got so. I ate dinner at 8:30 last night.
Oh no!
And it's like when you're old, you can't digest food. So I was tossing and turning on. So I was tired when I woke up. So your story is that back in 1981. The fall of '81, your dad and I were in high school together, And we had to take homecoming pictures. And I wore a tie. So Greg, your dad, unknown that it was even that day, goes into my 72 Gremlin and he pulls out my bow tie in my glove box because I worked at the movie theater and had a bow tie. So he takes his white shirt and buttons it, puts the bow tie. I was going to bring my Tatler so you could see it.
You know, it's funny.
That was great.
That picture's still hanging on Grandma's wall, too.
Right?
I just look, I'm like, that's Barry's movie tie, you know? Barry, it's always good talking to you.
You too.
Have a great rest of your day. You're always welcome back on when we want to talk all the great things happening on the
You're
school
doing
board.
good things down here. I've told you that. So.
You're doing great things, too. And the school board, there's a lot of great stuff happening. And
we feel pretty good. And you're active. You know, I'll give you a plug right now. We need development in the middle school system, need development in the middle school levels.
Mm-hmm.
I think basketball feeds itself, football feeds itself, but you getting in there with soccer is great.
Feeling good about it.
The upper lot at the old high school, I saw soccer goals in there now. So
yeah, it's great, and you know the kids love it, man, and that's what it's all for.
Oh, yeah.
Is, you know, and we only had 3 that ever played before, so for them to for them to come together as a group's really cool, and we'll see what happens. But all I know,
one bite at a time.
That's right. That's right. Hey, you can find out more by Googling Macias Insurance Agency on how you can get connected. If you're looking for a new insurance broker or a new insurance company to work with, Barry's the best. And at 957, you can find out more in the North Alton Godfrey Business Council by visiting nagbc.org.com today. Sorry, Zeke. 9:58's the time, but I'm going to say goodbye to you for now. But the best of our daily show continues because I'm going to the middle school. I got to do their podcast. It's their last one of the year, so I told them I'd fill in. So right now, we're going to start our conversation we had with Eddie Boishola right after this quick little break. Forgot about it.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. Which is good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. Welcome back to Our Daily Show. Here's CJ.
This evening or tomorrow morning. And Eddie, this is really cool. What you guys have cooking down there is really unique. How's everything been this morning?
It's good, man. It's real good. They're up. They start at 7 a.m. So we've been going already for a few hours today, and it's back to every day selling the goodies.
Well, that's what I like is the logistics of Village because it's open at 7 because there's some that don't open until 10 o'clock. And man, my morning started already.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of work traffic in front of that location, whether it be to or from work or whatever shift you do work. So, and that, and it's not a consume immediately product anyway. Always, you could be taking it home and planning for it that evening or the next day. So if you're on your way to work, we're trying to be there at those times. It's such a busy. I mean, it's just an explosion of drive time. Between like we open at 7, so let's say 7 to 8, just crazy traffic, and then coming back from 4 to 6 p.m. on the way home, it's crazy traffic. So you want to be there for sure at those times. So just take it for the whole time.
Man, I love it. And how long did it take for you to get this up and running?
Well, the construction, Miller Construction, familiar with Aaron Miller, he knocked it out. It was amazing. I think it took him like 41 business days. And between, when you're looking for, skilled union, local and a small, it's really difficult to do because they're so planned out and they're so far ahead and and the good ones are so hard to get. He really helped us out. Now, with that being said, it's can be kind of a political and a hard thing. It's still fairly new and they're kind of backlogged. So we ended up having to wait a little while. We sat for a little longer we wanted to. So I would say the whole process was still wonderfully like maybe 4 or 5 months.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, you went from Woody's Chicken to Village Dispensary in a blink of an eye.
You could still smell it before we got done.
That's what added to the sales, man.
Yeah.
They started eating those edibles and came back here.
It might have worked a little. No, it was a really quick. Those guys, they got to give it to the builder on that. But then the process wasn't horrible. But there's some red tape and hurdles with it's still cannabis and still it's not it's close to where it's not a horrible thing, but it's still got a little bit of the departments and the political part and the hoops you got to go through and the different they still exist, so it takes some time.
Well, that's why I've always said folks that right away when Illinois legalized, man, I've got to get get in the lottery. Man, good luck because I ain't even touching that. That's a whole nother ball game.
Well, it's and that I did the same thing.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons, and I had buildings right on the Missouri line too. So like fireworks going the other way, I'm thinking, man, this will be great for St. Louis folks to come over because Missouri is not going.
Right.
So conservative. So they said they weren't going. So that's when I started kind of hunting it down and found out that I wasn't the right guy like you. I didn't have deep enough pockets and didn't have and didn't have. Didn't know the right people, whatever it was, and get into the lotteries and get into them. So then I sold my buildings to the other dispensary.
Oh, yeah.
So then I kind of learned about, and I then wasn't able to really get involved in it, So, and I learned a little bit about building one and about watching one and how they were when something becomes your neighbor, you accidentally gets close to you.
Exactly.
So I saw it and saw the clientele were wonderful and saw the sales were wonderful. So from the business side of it, I just got into it more. Well, by then Missouri had gone. So that area of my properties that I owned by the bridge kind of had lost their value.
Right.
And the licenses started actually going down in value.
Really?
Yeah, there had been just because they're so expensive, they were blown out of just proportion.
They were. That was
it was
insane.
just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You couldn't make that.
No.
But everybody wanted it. When that one won, everybody that won wanted millions and millions of dollars. And they, quite frankly, they paid too much in the beginning. So then when those folks opened down there, and I saw it, plus you see and you hear all the wonderful things about it. I mean, the average age is 54 years old, and all these old people over there getting different lotions and medicines and arthritis, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. Not only is it great for money, but it's cool,
right?
So you're like, man, there's never a police call or a fight or an argument. It's like, man, this place is, all these people are walking in and out and everybody's so happy. I got to get one of these.
So I swear to, I was up in Collinsville the first time it went legal, and I got to go, and I had to ride that damn prison bus over there.
From the water slide.
Yeah. And so I'm in there. Well, all of a sudden I'm looking around, I'm like, well, half these people are in suits just getting out of a meeting. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get over it.
It's unbelievable. And you get all kinds of people, which is cool, even cooler, because you get some crazy looking dude sitting next to some suit and tie, and you're like, man, it's kind of like Fast Eddie's. Yeah. It's like everybody just flowing, and over there, it's extreme. The age is what's so surprising.
Yeah.
The people that and they're just so happy. So I'm like, I gotta get one of these, man. I'm like, I just gotta get one of these. So I when I didn't really go to intentionally. Woody's was just jumped out as it's perfect,
right?
Because it's not down, on the river down by me. It's out in, it didn't really mean Godfrey. Didn't even really know for sure. I don't even remember if I knew for sure if it was. It barely is.
Because you're on the jigsaw.
Yeah, I mean the address is Alton.
Yeah.
So you're right there on that no man's land or whatever, and you it's just perfect. It's just the coming and going of everyone from Jerseyville to. So fell in love with it, and it's Godfrey. So went to the Godfrey folks, and again, that's another thing that's different now. Municipalities were really hard on it. When it got down to that, there was a whole lot of not in my backyard.
Right, right.
Well, now it's totally the other way around. I mean,
you see the numbers.
They're rolling the red carpet. I mean, the financial money and
right.
the upside is so great, and the downside is zero. I mean,
really,
you're pretty much opening like a family pharmacy right there. I mean, it's like there's no negative really. There's no negative.
No.
There's just so now towns love it, and that's why it's in Godfrey, not all just accidentally.
Well, and the thing is too, I think that's what a lot of the holdup was, Eddie, is they thought like I did when I was going in that you'd see the reggae heads and everybody else, and they're kind of, and they didn't want that type of crowd. But when you go in and see the diversified audience and the numbers. All means come in.
Well, when Collinsville took theirs as a medical, people were up in arms. Well, let's switch to recreation when the guy built them parks, and everything in the world. And it's really the no downside is bigger than the upside.
Yeah.
So then now, Godfrey, for example, has had the luxury of watching Alton and see no crime or that's all a bunch of BS.
It is.
And they're already, they're declassifying, they're changing it now, they're hurrying up now. But Illinois had the luxury of watching Colorado. And so we're so far late in the game to where the proof's in the pudding. Godfrey, now Wood River, East Alton, there's nobody they'll say no. It's the other way around. They'll buy you a building, if you can find so it's made it easier on everybody to accept it and to enjoy it.
If you see anybody that tells you no, you please give me a call because I gotta make that guy.
Yeah. There's no more mayors on the no side.
No.
Hey, Eddie, please.
The East Village dispensary.
They don't care where. Just please. Yeah. I mean, the tax things are set up really favorable for.
And what are the tax? Do you know what they go? I don't want to put you on the spot.
The municipality is like 3.5%, and then they get their original sales tax. So I think you could probably get around gross of 5% of sales. And the average tax, and depending upon the potency and the medical card has none of the big recreational tax. So there's all kinds of different. But if a town's getting 5% of a dispensary, let's say, just for easy math, and you're doing. If you have a huge one and you're doing $1 million a month, that town's getting $50,000 a month. I mean, there's no other business giving 50. I don't care if you're Walmart or if you're not doing it. That doesn't come in that tax form. So, and again, the biggest part is what's it hurting? I mean, it's more like an old school pharmacy. It really now you can be against the drug still, which only 13% of Americans are.
Right.
Get with it. You know what I'm saying? Or that can be your thing, but you can be against using too many aspirin too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so anything can have its negative with being overused.
Well, and man, I say this all the time. Everyone that's taken, Advil or Tylenol for 20 years and taken 2 a day, you know what your stomach's doing to you now. These cannabis products ain't going to do it to you, and you're going to get through the day a lot better.
Well, I've been selling beer for 40 years. All my whole life I've been about selling beer, and I love drinking beer and selling beer, and it's cool and nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But there's a whole lot more than a whole lot different group of side effects about it.
Right.
About it than there are with, it has its problems too, and we've been right along with it. Whether it's through charity or through everybody accepts it in their circle.
Yeah.
But this is, and I'm not even a marijuana user, so I just see the business effects of it, and I see the. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not against it. But I mean, as far as like a daily user and a really person that's an advocate or whatever, I'd be more the beer guy. But I see more problems in the beer guy than you do so there is no argument on daily, on how it fits in society. It fits just as well as beer does. It's really a joke to look at.
You just dispelled the old adage. You never get high on your own supply, Eddie. That's good to know.
That's it.
Well, we were talking, it is a family pharmacy. I walked in the other day and blown away because these other dispensaries are almost like militarized, where you're in a line and then you got to sit here and wait for 40 minutes and then they scan. When I walked in, it was nice. There was just there was a few people that were waiting on folks, and then Wade me in. He goes, "See my ID?" Said hello. Got what you want? Great. Flip the counter around, that sucker came out, and I was out in 4 minutes.
That banking thing, those are cool.
Yeah.
Because they expedite, they get you in and out of there. The ones that try to really key on safety also make you feel like you're in a correctional.
Right.
It's like, man, what am I doing something bad? And you hear buzz and you're like, man, what the?
Yeah.
I got my mom working the door. I did. My mother's checking ID. Like, I'm trying to make it as, they got like nice looking shirts on, uniform, you're walking into Walgreens, you're not
right.
And if you do need the help, there's an area where you can ask for help, because if you're if you're a newbie at it and you've heard all these great things about whether it's arthritis or just getting high.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want to do, you can ask. But if you don't want to ask, we don't want to overpressure it to where the people behind you are in there thinking, man, let's go. I know what I'm talking about. And it's another really informed consumer business, man. Yeah. Way more than me. More than, they walk in and they know more about it than. So just let them get their stuff and roll.
You know what I do? I find the most experienced consumer in the line. If I'm ever waiting and I just ask, what are you getting today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll make note of that and I'll get it tomorrow.
It's amazing how cannabis people know their game, man. And they don't need any help. Get them in, get them out. Five minutes. Let them go home. Don't quit trying to sell them. Tell them what you can give them as a promotion or but not an upsell of teaching them. They don't want to be taught, man. Unless they do, and if they do, they can request that.
Exactly. They got Redheaded Stranger on vinyl ready to listen to, ready to get over.
Right.
Well, and what I think's cool is the amount of folks that you got working too. How quick was it to fill up a staff? Because it seemed like everybody was excited to work for Village.
It's a totally different industry of that too. When it's new and young people are new, we were just flooded with people asking for us, to give it a try. And we got some people that did have some experience, but we also wanted some folks that really didn't have a ton of experience. Quite frankly, you want some people that be new with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's all do this together, and it'll all be be easier for the customer. But we did in fact get a bunch of people that really wanted a new environment of the same thing. You know what I mean? A new test on, a twist on, taking care of the can. And these guys, man, I'll tell you, there's half of them, let's say, whatever, maybe even most of them that we end up choosing and got lucky enough to have. Man, they know their shit.
They do.
I mean, it's
You're right,
crazy.
they do.
Like, wow, how do you know all that?
Well, and what I think's cool too is the fact it's how they talk to you. Because sometimes when you try to be knowledgeable, it comes off of you being an asshole.
Right.
But this isn't. I mean, this is really just
my son-in-law is the general manager, and he's running he comes from a corporate like Chick-fil-A. He's worked for a bunch of different.
Gotcha.
And and it's funny too how you can watch him like with his team, and he's not a big cannabis guy, but he does have a lot of knowledge about it, just whether it be from studying it or learning from them or picking up on it, how just that he's late 20s, how those folks just know a lot about it. You know what I mean? Like we didn't know a lot, we just smoked it. We didn't know anything about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like so even him as being you can be a part of it and pick up on it. And it's almost like they test themselves or kind of bounce things off each other, trying to see who knows more and who can learn more and who. It's really cool.
It's a fun environment to work in.
It's a fun environment, right?
You got a moment to stick around? I got to pay a quick bill.
All right.
10:09. That's the time on this third day of May. I'm getting ready because I'm gearing up. Village Dispensary. I'll see you there at 6 p.m. Eddie ain't going anywhere, though. We're going to talk a little bit more about it right after this on Riverbender.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
To verify I'm 18 years of age or older. All right, VillageDispo.com. I had to get on the website and hit the age verifier.
21, it should say. Oh, it doesn't say 18.
Oh, it said. Oh, maybe it's.
Oh, no, medical. You can be 18,
medical.
Right?
Yep.
Well, there you got to be 21.
You better not go with a horizontal or a vertical. That's what I'm saying.
21 and in the mood. 21 and in the mood.
I gave your damn I was a live read yesterday. I said they might not be the coldest bud in town, but it's sure the loudest. Well, right now at Village Dispensary, you guys have the chance to get your goodies and get in on the fun. Happy Friday now through tomorrow, Saturday, the 4th of May. You can win a Puffco Proxy from Cresco. This thing's cool. Have you seen some of those?
Again, I haven't tried it, but I've seen it. It's kind of like a round thing, isn't it?
Like a pipe. Like a corncob pipe almost.
Oh, okay. I know what. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Well, we're always trying to do something cool, and trying to get as many. I didn't know. I'm the wrong interview for that.
Well,
kind of
I'm
part.
telling you what, if you haven't tried one of these suckers yet, this is one you want to win. Now, one free ticket upon entering an additional one entry for each Cresco, High Supply, or Floracal product purchase. This sucker is smooth, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool giveaway. I might have to call out there. What's going on?
Who's up to this one this morning? Well, when do you guys close at night? Is it 10 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, we the village allows. Well, the city of Godfrey allows at 10. That's their requirement. And we were trying 10, and it just doesn't exist. It's another thing that it's not a late night gig, man. It's not people go on their way home from work to get their weed. It's not like you're running out at midnight. It's not like that. So 8 o'clock, we go 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Well, I thought about that because, when I'm drinking, and I run out of beer, I'm going to go try to find more beer. But if I'm, a little bit in the cloud, you're right. I'm staying in the damn bed.
It's different.
Yep.
And you're drinking with a buddy that convinces you, man, go get another six-pack.
Yep.
You're smoking alone. You're like, hell with it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's not like a group, it's not consumed, with a bunch of guys that come up with a bad idea.
What I think's cool too, man, is the different products you have, because a lot of dispensaries have a ton of stuff, but it's not really good. It's just kind of fad stuff. Well, this is good quality.
And that's what recruits, goes into the giveaways too, because I went so crazy on the inventory. We got Allison, our inventory man.
She's great, by the way.
Yeah, she's
awesome.
Really good. And I afforded her the luxury, be as great as you can be. In other words, spend some money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have tons of inventory. I mean, just tons. So, and some won't work. Some people aren't going to, like. But this way, being new like we are, she could make sure everybody is happy. Mm-hmm. You can tell what you got to replace and what you got to get your return. So we got the inventory.
Now, you hit on this earlier, but I got to ask you. 30 years ago, did you think that pot would be more than just rolling a joint and calling it a day?
No. I mean, probably figured it'd be more, but. Definitely not like it is now, and the direction it's going. I mean, we're in its infancy now, so there's no telling what'll happen in 5 or 10 years.
I'm telling you what. Did you see what that guy did in California? He was the first delivery company for cannabis for the dispensary.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's making multiple millions of dollars.
Well, during COVID too, they had drive-throughs.
Yeah.
So people couldn't go. Well, they shut that down. Well, I have that drive-through.
That's what I was going to ask you.
So I've been like, what was the reason that you shut the drive-throughs down?
Yeah.
And I haven't got an answer yet on it, but I hope to open a drive-through.
That would be
And
cool.
that's just another step of progression in that industry. And then, I mean, you take it from being a 7 or 8 or 9 minute deal, which is no big deal, but it's 6 more than most people want to spend.
Right.
They want to pre-order, pull up to you, hand them the bag, they hand you the cash.
Boom. Yep, they're gone.
You know, drive-throughs are 90% of McDonald's business. Why wouldn't it increase any other? And I never have got the answer why they took them back from COVID, but the delivery part of it, that's going on. Hell, Grubhub and Food Hub and all those.
They can do it?
That's a whole thing they're trying to do in Colorado. They're trying to become that now, where that's a big part of their business. So what I'm saying is, everybody's asking. I'm asking for a drive-through. They're asking for, and it's just to make it easier on the customer.
It's a really exciting time to be in the game.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun,
That's what I was going to ask you, because I mean, the bar industry is pretty much established.
It's been going on for 100 years, and it's definitely who I am. And a lot of them are, they're cross-relatable to where if you know one real well, you probably know, because you know people, and you know people that are about half nuts. They're trying to, you know what I'm saying? So you learn it like that. But it's also stagnant and sitting there and kind of here we are. It doesn't progress. There's nothing really to do. People are always going to eat and drink and hang out.
Right.
But this is something that we get to learn things about and see how people change and how people are willing to open their mind for other people. And it's cool.
What I like is if you're crazy as me, you eat an edible, then go to Fast Eddie's, and then you feel really good for a few hours.
You down there, you want a guy on an edible.
Yeah, that's right.
It increases everything more. Right.
Well, Eddie, it's always great talking. I know you're busy, man, and just to get you in talking about Village Dispensary a little bit more, is there anything coming down the pipeline? Are you looking to add more, or right now are we good?
Well, there at that location, we do have some things planned, some parties, and some because we never really got an opportunity for a grand opening as we sat, for a little while. But yeah, there's definitely more. There's an infusion lab that I'm looking to do, where you actually create your own. Yeah. And then hopefully a grow in the future too. So yeah, I'll be doing steps.
That's cool, man.
And again, like I said, I have this next generation, son-in-law, these guys, and they're really interested in it more than me. So if they're willing to do it and they want to work and I can make some money, let's do it.
That's a win.
So there'll definitely be a future more, the company will be growing in different, whether it be another dispensary first, I don't know, or the infusion lab is definitely going to happen, and maybe a grow. We're open for anything and hope it grows.
Man, that infusion lab sounds badass, so that's cool.
It's more than likely going to happen really soon, and I have the license and everything. So
wow.
I have that done. So me and a couple guys, just like there's always a couple guys, we're planning on doing it right here. And what that does is then you can brand your own. There can be Fast Eddie edibles. There can be, CJ's Get You High. There can be and then you can actually you buy the product and turn it into the edible and inject it, infuse it into the edible, and then your edibles are bought for 1/10 the price, and you can sell them for cheaper, and it becomes like so there's a whole lot of things in the works that we're going to keep trying to do. Yeah, it's a fun industry to be a part of.
I got to get a CJ Nacello gummy made, man. I got to get in on this early.
What would it do to you?
What
Make you kind of goofy and shit?
What wouldn't it do to you?
I'd like that take one. I'd like to feel like you act one.
Oh, it's nuts.
No, but there's more shit in the works.
That's cool. I don't care. It's online. The FCC can't control me no more.
That's why we're talking weed. That's why I got invited. I don't get invited anywhere anymore.
Well, man, just keep up the great work. And, even though this is for a different business, if you are 21 and in the mood, you aren't going to get the coldest, but you're going to get the loudest smoke around if you go to Village Dispensary. And grand opening, let me know. I want to get down there and broadcast. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll do it from there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That's a good idea.
I don't have very many of those. John, make a note. I don't get very many good ideas going. 10:20 is the time, man. Eddie, good to see you.
All right, man.
Take a quick break. Daily Show comes around the corner on this Friday morning in the heart of the 618.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Home Realty Center. Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
You see the Theo, and then you're like, oh, Thea. No, it's Theodora Farms. Duh. I get paid to do this for a living. It's very humid down here. My hairspray is going to fall out any moment. I can feel it happening. How are we doing this morning?
We're doing pretty good.
Doing great, thanks.
I've already been out harvesting this morning, so
you're up ready to go.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, let's dive into it. How long of a process does it take for you guys to get to the point where you're harvesting already, in May?
Yeah, we start seed sowing as early as February.
Wow.
So we get lots of questions about when's stuff ready, and it's like it takes a little bit longer for everything to grow. Yeah, usually our season lasts from like April until November, and we have some storage crops in December still.
Really cool. And now, Megan, you've been at Theodora Farms for a long time since it opened, correct? Since the farm started?
Yeah, I've been there since the fall of the first season, back in 2020 during the pandemic. So it's gone through a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and take me to it. Give me a brief overview, if you could, for the folks that keep driving by, because I know, like so many of us, we drive right on by it, but don't realize all the cool stuff that's going on right there on the side of the road.
Yeah, definitely. I know from the outside, and honestly from the town's perspective, that used to be a residence.
Right.
And lots of people will come and be like, oh, I used to swim in the swimming pool. It's no longer there. So lots of people don't know that they can come up the driveway. But once you do, there's our cute little farm store. It's, like 500 square feet or so, but we really pack it in with a lot of local produce. And so that's available to the community.
Mm-hmm.
And we open tomorrow. Alyssa's been getting us ready for all of that. And this year we're going to be open from 10 to 6, Tuesday through Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and then 10 to 1 on Saturday.
Really cool. And now, Alyssa, how's it going? This is your first season open, is that correct?
This is my first time at Theodora, so I've taken over the farm store for a lovely lady who was there for several years. Elizabeth has handed over her child to me, so I'm really excited. We're bringing in a lot of the same stuff that people are used to seeing in there, but we're bringing in some new things as well and trying to source as much produce as we can locally and support some of those other farms out there in conjunction with what we sell that we grow there as well.
Absolutely. Take me through, if you don't mind me asking, because I'm sure there's a gauntlet to go through, but take me through some of the most popular or most viewed produce and viewed items that are going to be on hand at the store.
Well, it's a long list.
The floor's yours.
It is a long list. So like I said, we'll have our own produce, everything organically grown at Theodora. I bring in some other produce from other smaller farms. We work with a lot of local businesses as well. So in addition to some of those smaller farms. We bring in some brands that people are more familiar with. So Mississippi Mud Coffee is one that people love
cool, yeah.
and tend to be a little more familiar with. Confluence Kombucha, so we bring in the ferments. We bring in a lot of pasture-raised meat, some grass-fed, grass-finished beef as well from Jacksonville. We've got a long list of other super fun items, so cheeses, ice cream, teas and spices. We also have a small section of skincare, body care, and I do some non-toxic home goods, so things for cleaning
Really cool.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I think so unique about Theodora too, because not every community has a Theodora Farms, number one, but you hit right on the head, Megan. You know, so many times, and I'm one of those people that was like, can you drive into this? You know, because you see the driveway, but it really is the perfect venue for Theodora Farms is a nice home because it really is just part of the community and a place where we can pull in and feel right at home, gathering up our needed items here. And whenever we're talking about, you know, organic, I know that some people go, well, I don't know if I can afford that, because whenever we go to organic at Schnucks or any of the big box stores, it's like, well, number one, is it even organic? Number two is, you know, it's really expensive. But at Theodora, you guys really do try to make sure everything's affordable for everyone to have the chance for some nice, healthy options. Is that true?
Yeah.
Good. I was nervous. I'm going on an island.
Yeah.
And is that, and how important is that for you guys too, to make sure that they are, you know, affordable prices for folks to be able to enjoy and use, you know, healthier items instead of just junk all the time, that you have the only option at the box store is to get that type of stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you think about the freshness and the quality of our produce,
right,
it is hyper local, because we're rinsing and packing the stuff today, and it's going to be available for sale tomorrow. So
right,
it's like the shelf life is going to be much longer than anything that you've gotten flown in from the coastlines, because it's been in boxes,
in a truck.
It's been in a truck. It's maybe been on an airplane. It's also been sitting in a warehouse. But at the store, it's really peak quality. And also, I mean, when you're buying organic, it is typically a higher market price, because there's a lot of costs that go into taking care of the plants, so we're not consuming chemicals.
Right.
So a lot of those hidden costs are, you know, if you're buying a cheaper radish or something that's not organic, those hidden costs are in your health.
Yep.
You know,
100%.
You're paying for those things in other ways.
100%. And, you know, just to the beef even, too, because, you know, you can go to other stores and get a lower quality of beef, but when you have the option to get something that's grass-fed and you know, here local, too, I mean, that's a huge incentive. Do people come from, I could only imagine, miles to get some really nice quality beef, too?
Yeah, it's one of the more popular
I
items.
bet.
And the rancher that we work with has a ton of knowledge. He's self-taught. He has spent years getting to the point where his cattle are as healthy as they can be, so that it's top quality meat, and a lot of people do come specifically for that item, honestly.
It's amazing, though, to me to realize how many different options there are when it comes to, you know, locally grown and locally sourced options, you know, from beef all the way down to produce and vegetables. And, you know, for you guys, is it kind of eye-opening to see, you know, how many different folks are reaching out and saying, hey, is my product, you know, suitable for your guys' farm store? I mean, that's got to be really cool to see the growth happening that way, too.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I get to meet a lot of really cool people, I get to see their operations, which some of these things I had no idea were even, you know, happening and functioning, which is just it's mind-boggling to me, but it's really exciting that I get to share that with people who are also interested in purchasing stuff like that, and just care about their health on another level, where I can share these stories and talk more about these people, what they're doing, and why it's important, really.
No, I got to ask you a question for me. Well, it's not really for me. It's for Linda Pedersen, too. Do you guys sell raw milk there?
We do not, actually. There's some legalities around.
Yeah, that's what I knew. There's some legal. I just didn't know, because some people really are, you know, into the raw milk thing.
Yeah,
not really for me. But Linda, we'll keep trying. I'll keep asking for you, okay? And now, Megan, going back to just all hands on deck, because this is the fun period of time where you're getting the farm store full and everyone's out there working early. How many people are on hand to, you know, help, you know, harvest the produce, the vegetables, and get things going?
Yeah, it's myself and my co-manager, Jeff, who are in charge of the farm. And we have 2 full-time staff members who are our coordinators. They run the tractors, and they're also in charge of the greenhouse. Shout out to Adeline and Claire.
Thank you very much, folks.
And then we have 3 seasonal folks, and one of them is a full-time seasonal, and 2 of them are part-time. So not a full week, but yeah.
Really interesting, but it's really,
a pretty small crew.
That's what I was getting at.
And yeah, most of the time I would say there's about, like 4 people in the field at a time, because somebody, like Jeff and I have to have time in the office and
yeah,
you
gotta get some other work done.
The scenes.
Well, and that's amazing though, to know that such a small team though can get so much done, and it just shows that if everyone's on the same page and they're passionate about something, it's easily obtainable. Just takes a little bit of some elbow grease, huh?
Yeah.
And now, what's your favorite part of the season? Is it at this point in the year, because it seems like there's a lot going on and trying to get things done, or is it towards the end of the year where you're able to kind of reflect on the season you've had, the growth and the things that were able to kind of get better and you can improve on? What is it for you?
For me personally, I love the fall. I think it's it's a really wonderful time of year. I've always loved that, even before I would as a kid. But yeah, tuning into that seasonality of the fall, it is nice because you have the space to have reflection on everything that you've done, kind of tweak how you want the plan to be for next year, and also you're seeing a lot of the rewards of what all that work that you've put in, and then there's also finally a little bit more breathing room to clean the farm. So I think it's a cool time, and the weather's nice again after being in 100-degree days harvesting cherry tomatoes for like hours on end.
That's what I was kind of wondering about. And now, whenever you guys are in the middle of summer, are there anything that you guys do to kind of watch out for? Because I know that sometimes, like wasps and bees and things become a little bit of an issue. Or is there anything that you guys use out there? Because you don't use chemicals, a lot of the time. Is there something you can maybe give us? Because we're trying to fight some wasps for my tomato garden, too.
We welcome the wasps.
Do you? Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
I've never really seen them as a problem for tomatoes. There's actually beneficial parasitic wasps that will, if you've ever seen like a tomato hornworm, those are the guys you want to look for. They're those big squishy green guys. And if you've ever seen little marks of those kind of like white little cocoons on it, that's from a parasitic wasp. And so it's kind of gross, sorry if it's a little
please, this is cool. This is cool.
Basically that wasp is coming and it's laying eggs in the caterpillar and it's parasitizing it. So then the caterpillar will eventually kind of shrink down because the babies will eat it. And then you don't have this big munchy caterpillar eating your tomatoes. So.
That's a win. You just changed my perspective on wasps, because I was getting ready to go out there with 2 cans of wasp spray and a plastic bag on my head to protect me, and I was ready to go. Have you seen those morons that use gas? Have you seen that? Yeah. And then I watch one. You'll love this though, because I always I'm like the guy that goes, "How stupid! Why are you doing this?" Well, by the end of it, this one guy tried it and the whole wasp nest fell on him, and it was really funny to watch him run as fast as he could. Don't do that at home.
Instant karma.
But that's interesting to know about that with the parasitic wasps and how they can help fight those caterpillars and things. Because I want to plant, but I get all these bugs that keep chewing things up, and you don't want to spray anything on your vegetables because you're eating them. Very interesting. What do you guys do to fight those leaf munchers?
We do use sprays that are organic certified. They're usually naturally derived. There's one that we use for worms, and it's called BT or Basilicus thuringiensis. It's a bacterium that basically when the caterpillar comes in contact with the leaf that it's eating and the bacterium is on it, it ingests it and passes away.
And transitions.
Yeah.
Your transitions onto a later life. And that's good though. No, it's all natural though. It's all organic stuff that you guys use though.
Yeah, we have to have it it's called OMRI certified. So there has to be a specific label for everything that we spray, and we have to document every single time we spray where it went, all those
This
kinds
is
of
cool.
things.
I'm learning a little bit more today. I like this. And
There's
now,
a lot of paperwork in organic certification, and you have to annually renew it and pay for it.
Well, and how fascinating, though, for the folks at home to kind of learn more about that, because that's what I think of is all the things that we don't see that you guys have to do and make sure the I's and T's are dotted just so we can have some locally sourced and organic produce and really good product. And now getting back to the farm store, Alyssa, I have a friend of mine, Cindy, who just loves you guys. And she...
I think we know Cindy.
I know you do. And for 2 years, she said, you got to get Theodora Farm on the show. You got to do it. And I sent a message once, but it was in the middle of harvest season and all the craziness. But now we're here, Cindy, so this is for you a little bit, too. Farm store, what makes it special? How many different... I could only imagine the variety of folks that come through the doors, because it's not a one demographic place. This is for everybody to come in and really get what they need. Is that the case?
Yeah, I mean, we really try to make it accessible to everybody. We've actually been putting in the legwork to get certified with SNAP and the Farmers Market Nutrition Program. So we were really trying to make it so everybody can shop there. We're waiting for a little bit more paperwork to come through from those two programs, but really anything we can do to bring people in and let them know that we're there and that we have offerings that will hit, a little bit of what everybody is looking for.
I like that a lot, though. That's really cool. And it really shows your guys' commitment to community, too,
Absolutely.
and that's a huge thing. And so far, you're into the race how many months?
I'm only a month in.
A month in. So a month in, and what are your initial takeaways? I always like asking this type of question.
It's been a lot of fun. I came from the corporate world for the last 2 or 3 years, but before that I was with Whole Foods for quite a while. So this is something that's somewhat familiar to me, but not on the scale. And actually being involved in the process, I actually did get to work in the field for the first few weeks, so I got to see firsthand, what they're doing out there and how that's going to affect what's happening in the store. But it's really a lovely harmony between what they're doing and what we're offering, and we're just trying to give a little bit of something to everybody if we can.
Absolutely. You guys have a moment to stick around. I got to take a quick break. We'll come back. 9:36 is the time. More from Theodora Farms right after this. Get over here on RiverBender.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Sitting in the sun, I'm sure it'll hit.
You know, I think Brad Paisley was better when he was doing insurance commercials. You know, he really found a groove there, you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 9:40, welcome back. Daily show hitting you on a Monday. It is the 6th day of May. I'm just proud. I didn't go out and do the Cinco de Mayo thing or Kentucky Derby, but I still feel like I was out all weekend. You know, it's the darndest thing. It's like, if I'm going to feel tired, I might as well learn it, you know? As we get back to Theodora Farms, the grand opening of the farm store is tomorrow at 10 a.m.
That is correct. So tomorrow's going to be our first official day open, but we're actually going to be hosting an event on the 18th, and I'll let Megan kind of talk about the details about that.
Let's hear them.
Yeah. So again, the store is open tomorrow, regular hours, but on the 18th, we're kind of throwing an event to celebrate the beginning of the season, and that's going to be during our regular store hours, 10 to 1. We're going to have Riverbend Flower Farm and Glaze Pastry Company there, and Ron from Freeman Brothers Ranching is even going to come out, and he's going to be able to talk to people about the meat that he has in our store and talk about different cuts and how to prepare different things. So he's kind of a bundle of knowledge, and you can really spend a long time talking to this guy. He's kind of a character, but he's got a really good heart too. So I think since that's a product that people have a lot of questions about and really care about, we're excited that he's going to be able to be there to talk and speak on it.
Well, I just need that too, because those cuts of meat are always what throws me off.
Yeah.
You know, you get a nice little shoulder steak, that's like a minute and a half on the frying pan for both sides, and then you get a shoulder or a different one, a flank steak, and you're already done and ruined, you know?
He's happy to share how you should properly cook his product.
Ron, you are not ready for me, man. I'm telling you, I got a lot of questions.
He really believes in cooking it properly, so
I love it.
He'll be there to share all that information.
Yeah. And then Tiffany, who's our kitchen and events manager, will be there as well. And if anybody was there for the winter market, you'll remember that she had samples from our farm store, different products that we sell, and she kind of made little samplings. So we're going to be doing the same thing again. So you'll be able to kind of taste and test some of the products out.
Nice.
And
really cool.
Go buy it after if you're like, I gotta have this. Yeah.
Really cool. Anything else happening that day, or?
Yeah, we're also gonna have the Confluence, a local band playing, and our plant sale is gonna be going on starting tomorrow, but we'll have our retail plant space available during that time.
That's really cool. Well, and also we were talking, what about these turnips you guys have?
Yeah, our Hakurai turnips. They're also known as like Japanese turnip or a salad turnip, and they are not like your regular storage turnips, the ones that have the purple top on them. These are sweeter. You can eat them raw. And I mean, I'll usually be out in the field just kind of eating it like an apple.
What do they taste like? Does it taste like an apple almost?
No, it's still a vegetable, but they're very sweet. I think that they kind of, I always say that they taste like fresh fallen snow.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
They're really sweet. I made some over the weekend and put like a miso glaze on it and roasted them, which was really nice. They're also nice raw.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, and that actually looks like something that a lot of folks would be into, too, for their summer salads and all that stuff that's coming down.
Yeah. I mean, they really do go well with apples. I'll put them on like a salad with apples and some roasted nuts or anything like that.
Really cool. Well, and as we're gearing back towards this, Alyssa, is there anything coming down the pipeline in store the day of that you guys open that, any specials or anything, or is it just going in to seeing what we got, right off the bat?
We don't have any specials right off the bat. We will be we have a special clearance section where we're getting rid of some of things from the end of last season so that we can make room for some new products. And I do already have some new products in the store and a few more coming. So like I said earlier, it's going to be a little bit of what people expect to see in there and a little bit of different new things. So I'm just excited to talk with everybody and see what they're looking for and see how we can meet their needs.
And what are the hours again and days?
So Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 6, and on Saturdays we're open from 10 to 1, closed on Sunday and Monday.
Really cool. And Megan, what is the date for the Shabuzi, the event to celebrate?
Yeah, it's going to be on May 18th on that Saturday.
10 a.m. to 1?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys got to go in and ask Ron all the questions on the meet you can, because I'm going to get there first, and you guys can ask away right after I'm done. I'm really going to try to be quick, And what's the best way for folks to stay up to date on all things Theodora? And is there a way for maybe them to call and reach out and ask some questions about some of your products too?
Yeah, definitely. We've got Facebook, Instagram. If you come into the store, you can sign up for our newsletter. And then we also have our website, TheodoraFarms.com. And on social media, it's Theodora Farms.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to look us up on Google, it has all the hours, our phone number, but it's 618-208-7738.
Really cool.
You can call us. Well, we're in the field a lot. We might call you back, but there's also a phone in the farm store, and if Alyssa's not with a customer, she'll be able to answer the calls.
Yeah.
Really cool. I told you girls 15 minutes, and here we are at 9:50. Thank you so much for answering some of my craziness and my questions. And for all of you, you can find out more by checking Theodora Farms out on Facebook or social media. Go onto their website, TheodoraFarms.com, or just wait for the RiverBender.com article to come out as we celebrate the grand opening of the farm store, grand reopening of the farm store for the 2024 season. And we'll take a quick break, and we'll celebrate the ending of this 9 o'clock hour because, man, I'm just talking in circles today. We'll celebrate that ending right after this.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Even if they say you're wrong, well, it's alright. Sometimes you gotta be strong. Well, it's alright. As long as you got someone to lay, well, it's
10-12, welcome back. Sydney, Emily, and Senior Services Plus, the Gala. Gala? I always get this wrong.
Both. I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those weird ones, because some people sit there and they go, well, it's Gala, and then someone say, I just think it's a great time to go and raise some funds and really talk about the awesome things that are at SSP. And how's it going? How's the preparation coming along?
It's great. It's hard to believe it's a month away, but we've got all the important things: food, drinks, music, fundraising.
There you go. That checks all the boxes. And now your first one was last year, wasn't it?
Correct, yes.
And that went really well.
Yeah, we were very happy with the first one we had. I think we had over 120 attendees. We did a great job with sponsorships, and this year Sydney's just blowing it out of the park. I think we have 8 new sponsors this year.
Dang, setting the bar high for you next year, Sydney.
Right.
Well, what goes into finding sponsors? Because, I never really talk about that stuff. We talk about, the results, and that's great, but how much hard work really goes into finding the sponsors and really making sure that mission's driven across to them?
Yeah, so it started back in January, so it's taken some time, and it's definitely last year starting those relationships with the ones that Emily and the team had last year, and making sure that they want to come back, be a part of it again, and then translating the mission to the new sponsors. And we've had a great turnout. A lot of people are invested and excited to come and see what it's all about, and hopefully keep on trucking in the years to come.
Well, last year, and I think you're to blame for this, Emily, Zeke J. Bush was honored, and we heard about it for a whole year. I'm just kidding, Zeke. Please don't hurt me. This year, who are we honoring? Do we know?
Yes, we do know.
Oh, look at that.
We have 6 different honorees, corporate, community, and some heroes in the community. So Seal and Humana are our corporate partners. We have Age Smart and Quackcom, which is our community partners. And then Alton Fire and Alton Police are our community hero.
Really cool. Good calls there. And now, as we're gearing up for June the 8th, what time does it start?
6 p.m.
Really cool. And now, who's our caterer? Who's providing
Chef
it all?
Bob's.
I have heard so much about Chef Bob's. Now, have you guys had the experience yet of tasting some of Chef Bob's food?
Yeah. He gave us his bread. Yeah, we got to try it all, and we picked some good stuff. So.
Well, and now, what all goes into planning out just the event itself? Because, the hard work, getting sponsors and making sure all of it's laid out correctly. But as we get to the day of fun that happens throughout the couple of hours, take me to it. What can we expect, and what's some of the fun that goes into planning all of this?
Yeah, so like you said, we have Chef Bob's Catering. We have Woodlands doing our bar, and we also have a sponsor for the bar. So AARP and Daniel and Henrico are sponsoring the first 50 glasses of beer and wine. Those are free. And then we have a signature drink, our red carpet martini, and 25 of those will be free. So
dang,
yeah,
better start getting there early on the 8th.
Yeah, so we have the bar. We have an exciting new entertainment piece coming this year. Heartland Dueling Pianos is going to do some 1950s inspired music, and then of course requests and fun things. And then we have a photo booth sponsored by Roberts Motors, so that'll be cool. And then we have an attendance prize. We have a nice fancy schmancy cooler that we're going to be giving away. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like a really good night to honor a few folks, and also for some of the individuals in the community to go. My phone is. I think someone put my number into an application because I'm getting calls from everybody today. But it's also great for the community to go in and really talk about some of the things that they like about SSP and really just generate more of that buzz that you guys have really captured a hold of too.
Yes, and something cool that we did last year and we're going to do this year again is we're getting interviews from some of our Meals on Wheels clients to share their experience with our program. We want to share that we're the solution to maybe some obstacles that older adults face in various stages of their lives. And that's something we've really been focusing on, and we're putting together a video to share of what that solution looks like and how older adults feel about that solution of Meals on Wheels specifically.
Well, and that's such a huge thing too, because you guys are such a stapled institution pretty much now in the area SSP, is that people forget about really the mission and some of the services that are provided, like Meals on Wheels, where if it was gone tomorrow, there'd be a large portion of the community raising their hand going, what do I do?
Over 1,000 people.
Yeah, exactly. And to be able to showcase those things and really show here's why we're important and here's why we need this support is a huge point to the gala.
Yeah, and each of these honorees, last year's, this year's, we hope to continue that tradition of honoring corporate, community, and partners and heroes. Each of these honorees that we have honored and we are honoring this year play a huge piece in making sure that the services we're providing are either expanded upon, are actually there for us to provide, or are augmenting what we're doing and helping keep older adults safe in our community and healthy and thriving and living. And so they're integral to making sure that what we're doing is happening, and it's happening well.
Well, and that's a huge point too, because some of those galas, you've seen some of I've been at them too. You're like, okay, just because you wrote an extra zero on that check doesn't really warrant the awardee the honoree portion of it. But this is literally directly tied into SSP services, who's been doing great work for the organization and really is standing out, and that's a really cool add-on. It's not just who donated the most, it's who impacted the community that we serve the most, and that's really huge.
Absolutely.
And as you're gearing up for this, are you still looking for donors, sponsors, any of that?
Always. Yes.
There we go. How do we reach out? And is this a tax deductible?
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
There we go. I like that even more. I love it. So how do they reach out and get all that information to sponsor this, support it?
So they can reach out to me. My information is on the website, but there's also a tab at our website that says Gala specifically. You can purchase tickets there. Tickets are $75 each and includes dinner and all the things we mentioned. You can buy a table if you have a bunch of people you want to bring, and then you can also sponsor from there. And
that's really cool. And now, as we're gearing up for all of this fun and all the awards, when you go and pick the honorees, you talked about it a little bit, but have you had a chance to let them know they won yet and all that fun stuff?
Yes, we talk to them way ahead of time. They know before everybody else.
Well, that's good.
And we want them to know that they'll be expected to say a couple words, a couple sentences just about what they enjoy about working or collaborating with us, and share their story.
Absolutely. Now, how do the folks get tickets? How do the common folk like me get into this, know?
It's all available on our website, so that's seniorservicesplus.org. And there's a gala tab, just like Sydney mentioned. Tickets can all be purchased online there. You can always call if you have questions or concerns.
What's the theme this year?
50s old Hollywood. So,
there we go. Okay, because I was nervous. I'm like, okay, I'm going to show up in a 1978, disco shirt, ready to roll. But I'd be out of theme,
Right, yeah.
Like always. And now, how are ticket sales going? Have folks already started responding to this?
Yeah, we have about 140 tickets sold already. We have a goal in mind, and I think 40 to 50 more ticket sales would get us there. So between sponsors and the public buying tickets, we're doing good so far.
That would add up to almost 200 tickets.
That would be fantastic.
There we go. Now I'm figuring this out. So we need about 50 more of you to get your tickets now to the SSP Gala. And now what's that website again?
www.seniorservicesplus.org.
There you go. And that way you can just click on the Gala tab and it'll take you right to. How many people are working on this? Just you and Sydney?
Well, we've got a whole department that is working with us as well that will be there. But Sydney's really taking the lead here and making all of this happen.
Well, and that's what's really cool to see too is, definitely someone that's younger really taking it by the reins too with the team and just kind of leading and charging ahead. I like it. There you go, Sydney. Good job. Well, and now what are some of the things that folks really should know about as we head into this gala? Because, I was always under the impression, and it's not anything to do with here, but we hear the word gala and you think, oh, here come the rich people out, in their nice shiny gowns. But this is really an opportunity for the community to embrace SSP and really help support their missions. And what's kind of your best kind of testimonial to that too, and going forward, and how this could help fund or maybe even support a year or a program or two?
Right. So, each of these big fundraising events has its own specific goal, and being year 2, we did a great job year 1. I think we surpassed our expectations. And year 2, it's just continuing to get the community involved and on board with this type of event. And integrating and sharing our story. We'll have staff there. We'll be sharing the video like we mentioned. And just attending, just purchasing that ticket helps us get closer to that fundraising goal, and helping offsetting the cost of programs like Meals on Wheels, where we're serving over 1,000 people every week between 5 and 7 meals.
Exactly.
In 2023, we served, I think it was almost 280,000 meals out of our Alton facility.
Well, and now for the folks at home, do the math real quick. Has a meal ever cost you $1? No. And $1 for a meal would be $270,000. Go ahead and add, what, $5 or $7 onto that.
I think it costs us about $8 to $9.
That's what I was wondering. I was wondering about that, if it would be around 7 to 8. And there you go. So $8 to $9, multiply that times 270,000. And there you go. That's your cost to make sure that it's really a right that everyone should have a hot meal, and you guys are the ones that step up and do it. And now, how does Meals on Wheels keep growing? Because it seems like you guys really do keep growing, and it's not stopping or slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, the population just continues to age, and we are filling that need. And that program really runs on making sure that we're fundraising to help offset the cost of these additional. We can do so much, but we really have to make sure we have proper planning in place to continue to be able to account for the additional older adults.
And when in your time with SSP, and really both of your time, I'm sure you've had a conversation or at least heard of somebody that said, at first I didn't understand it, but now as I get older, I realize that, all of the support actually goes back to my community, my age demographic, to make sure we can have state-of-the-art workout equipment and all these other great programs. Does that happen?
Absolutely. And something that we really wanted to help communicate too is many of our Meals on Wheels clients worked their whole lives. They were in the community, they were working locally, and they're just in a spot where they can't work anymore, but they want to stay in their home, and that's what we're trying to help them do.
Absolutely. And how many more tickets? 50?
Yes.
Oh, we can do that today. We can do that today. You need to blow up Sydney's phone too. And now, can individual donors, does it have to be a corporate donor?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, that's even better too.
Yes, we do have ads for sale and those are pretty affordable. $250, I think.
$250 for like a general, you can get an ad, but $50 for just a simple ad in our program.
Oh, really cool. And for more information, what's your phone number again?
618-465-3298.
Oh, that's impressive. Look at that, top of the head. I love it. And now, who are we honoring again, just so I get the recap correct too?
Yeah, SEAL and Humana, Age Smart and Quadcom, and then Alton Fire and Alton Police Department.
Really cool. And it's just another great way for you to support SSP and really help with the Meals on Wheels program and all of that wonderful stuff. And is there anything else that I'm forgetting about today? Did I hit on it?
I think you got it all.
Man, that was interesting. I got that done. 10:25, that's the time. And you guys have to stay up with SSP by visiting their website and clicking on the Gala tab where you can find out all that sponsorship information. We'll link it in a write-up on RiverBender.com. We need 50 more of you today to ring Sydney's phone or get tickets online, and let's make sure there's at least 200 at the Gala. I like 400, and then let's really help support the Meals on Wheels program.
Absolutely.
Guys, keep up the great work. Always good talking with you both. We'll take a